Imagine this. A small island, barely a dot on the Venetian lagoon. So close to the city that you could sail there in minutes. But no one goes there, at least not willingly. Because this place, Poveglia Island, has a rule. You can arrive, but you probably won't leave. For centuries, locals in Venice have called it the world's most cursed ground. And not because of spirits or stories, but because tens of thousands of people really did die there. And the horrors were very real. But here's the thing, even after all that death stopped, the screaming didn't. Let's rewind. The year is 1348. The Black Death, the plague, is ripping through Europe. Venice is one of the richest, busiest cities on Earth, with cargo ships coming and going every hour. People are terrified. The sickness spreads fast. No one knows how to stop it. So the Venetian government does something unthinkable. They turn a small, previously empty island into a quarantine zone, and not just any zone. This one was meant for the dying. Thousands of infected men, women, and children were taken from their homes, dragged onto boats, and dumped on that tiny patch of land. Most never came back. Once there, the rules changed. You didn't get medicine. You didn't get care. You just waited to die. In agony, surrounded by others doing the same. The rot, the stench, the constant wailing. Doctors later described the air as so thick with ash and decay that it stuck to the skin. When the bodies stacked too high, they burned them. Over time, the soil became black. Rich, some say, with human ash. Half of the island's ground is literally made of those remains. That was just plague wave number 1. 300 years later, when the plague returned, guess what the authorities did? They reopened the island, and it started all over again. Tens of thousands more, burned, buried, forgotten, and yet, for reasons no one can explain, the people of Venice kept pretending that nothing strange lingered there. Until they heard it. Fishermen were usually the first. They'd row somewhere near the island at night. They swore they could hear screams, sometimes sobbing, sometimes begging. After a while, no one fished there anymore. Too many voices, too real. Then in the 1800s, something new arrived, or someone new. Italy's government converted the island into a psychiatric hospital. They said it was for the lonely and mentally ill, a place to get help, but history remembers it differently. Doctors and staff quickly began reporting strange things. Doors slamming, whispers in empty hallways, shadow figures at the edge of candlelight. Patients begged to leave, claiming people, dead people, were watching them. The head doctor ignored them. At first, until one night, he began hearing voices too. Not whispers, but commands. They told him to study the mind, to see what's inside. He took that literally. According to oral accounts from nurses at the time, the doctor began experimenting on patients. Primitive surgeries, lobotomies. He believed that cutting into their skulls would silence the ghosts. For years, gruesome equipment filled the hospital's upper floor, saws, drills, restraints. And then, sometime around 1940, the doctor changed. He stopped sleeping. He was often seen talking to something no one else could see. Witnesses claimed he looked haunted. One night, he climbed the hospital's bell tower and jumped. But here's the creepy part. People claimed they saw him fall, slowly, like something was holding him, and halfway down he stopped. Then dropped the rest of the way. When they found him, he was still alive, for a moment, whispering one phrase, "They won't let me leave." He died seconds later. After his death, nurses said they woke up every night to the sound of that same bell ringing, even though the bell had been removed years ago. Eventually, the hospital was shut down, abandoned, and sealed. The government officially declared the island off-limits, no entry, but that didn't stop people from sneaking in. In the 1960s, a few kids from Venice dared each other to camp there for the night. Only 2 made it till morning. They claimed they heard footsteps circling their camp while they slept. And at one point they heard someone whisper their names. When police questioned them, they wouldn't stop shaking. They said the soil moved. Archaeologists who visited years later reported something else. Every time they dug anywhere, even just a few inches, they found bone. Always human. To this day, fishermen sometimes still catch odd things in their nets near the island, small pieces. Hard to mistake. Now you'd think that kind of history would keep everyone away. But no, curiosity always wins. In recent decades, a handful of ghost hunters and journalists have been granted rare permission to film there. Most of them couldn't stay for more than a few hours. One group from the UK entered at noon, confident and loud, with cameras rolling. By 3 p.m., they were whispering. By 4, they packed up and left. Their footage later revealed something terrifying. Clear, human screams echoing through the empty halls of the hospital, even though no one was inside. They thought it was a crew member playing a prank. Except the screams repeated hours after they'd all left the building. Today, Poveglia still stands less than half a mile from the Venetian shore. And though locals pretend it doesn't exist, you can see it from the city's southern edge, a small tuft of green and ruins sticking out of the mist. At night, ferrymen say you can hear that bell tower ringing again. Quiet at first, then louder. Some visitors describe it as a warning. Others think it's something else. An invitation. But no one really knows. Because everyone who's tried to spend a full night there either leaves before dawn or never speaks about it again. So next time you're watching travel videos of Venice, remember this. Somewhere out there, hidden in plain sight, lies an island made of human ash, where the air never goes still, where the screams never stopped, and maybe if you listen close enough, you'll hear them calling you too. Thanks for watching. If you want more stories about the world's most forbidden places, hit that subscribe button. You won't regret it.